Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. News is beginning to pop off. As we approach the end of the season, we're going to be approaching the start of the summer transfer window. The rumours from today have exploded as far as I'm concerned, and not just for Chelsea, but elsewhere. And there's one player in particular that's now been targeted by a certain football club that involves Chelsea, and not in a good way, because the odds are now not in our favour when I look at this realistically. But we're going to get into all of that very shortly. Let's start off with the latest in regards to the bidders. Chelsea owners, prospective owners, potential owners, preferred bidders. So what is going on right now? Yeah, I'm sure all of you are asking, when is this going to end? Well, I think we have a finish line. I think. You know what it is, what it's like at Chelsea Football Club now. You know what it's all about. When you get 48 hours to go, preferred, we're about to get it done, it's about to be completed. It's always nearly with Chelsea. So yeah, we're in that stage at the moment. How long will this drag on for? Hopefully not too long. Let's get into the latest with Matt Law in regards to the three bidders: Todd Boehly, Stephen Pagliuca, or Paliuca, if you have to make the G silent. I'm starting to get it now. And Sir Martin Broughton. Those three bidders and their consortiums and their investors and whatever have now been given the latest information, which is this. Let's get into it. The three bidders for Chelsea have all been invited to make final pitches at Stamford Bridge this week ahead of the club choosing a preferred buyer. Goes on to say all of the bidders are in the dark over when a preferred buyer will be named, but there remains hope that a decision from Chelsea and Rain, the bank in charge of the sale, could be communicated by the end of this week. Chelsea and Rain remain committed to formally wrap up a sale by the end of May, when the operating licence is due to expire. The Blues would have to ask for an extension to the licence if the sale process stretched into June, but that scenario has not been discussed. So, well, hopefully, here's the thing. Hopefully we get to know who is taking charge of Chelsea Football Club by the end of this week. That would be nice, yeah? If we get that, and then by the end of May, the sale itself will be completed and Roman will no longer be the owner, and whoever is the preferred bidder will be the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. That, hopefully, within the next 30 days, yeah? But in the next week, if we can get, as it's been communicated here, who is the preferred bidder, that would be fantastic. Now, the three bidders as groups, because it's not just one bidder. It's not Todd Boehly on his own. It's Todd Boehly and a team around him. It's Stephen Pagliuca and a team around him. It's Martin Broughton and a team around him. It's not like Roman on his own. But each bidder will get to pitch their final pitch, if I can say that, this week, before a decision will be made. I honestly just think this one will just be for the vibes. I think Chelsea and the Rain Group have all the information that they need. I think deep down they know who they want to give the club to. I would think, after this long and after this much due diligence. But yeah, the final pitch I think will just be the final seal of the deal in terms of who has the complete package. And I'd like to think my prediction will be Todd Boehly and his consortium I see as the new owners of Chelsea Football Club. I'll be shocked if they don't actually get it. The news in and around all of this is that they are ahead and they will be named as preferred bidders. We'll see what happens by the end of this week. Let's see if it happens this week. Because with Chelsea, as I've said, there's always, 48 hours to go. Next week. Oh, no, it's the week after. Oh, no, it's next month. It always happens at Chelsea. So I wouldn't be surprised if that deadline of this week doesn't actually happen, but we'll see what happens. Now let's get into the transfer news. Boys have been hotting up. We know Antonio Rudiger is leaving Chelsea Football Club, so rightfully so, everyone's talking about a replacement. What I want to stress before I even talk about transfers, right, because there's links and there's names coming up from some very reliable sources who I'm about to show you. Chelsea haven't got an owner. Chelsea are still under sanction. So take everything that I say and everything that you hear with a pinch of salt right now. Because yes, Chelsea still need to work, right? Marina, the team, even Thomas Tuchel, they still need to work. They still need to plan. They still need to look at players and go, I would like him in my team next season. Is this the sort of player that fits Thomas Tuchel and what he wants? You know, the club still needs to keep doing their homework, right? That doesn't all just stop, because all that information will be transferred over to the new owners once they walk in through the door, and then we just have to keep doing what we're doing. So it's only right that we still hear, but we can't actually do anything about it. That's the only difference, because we are still under sanction and we still don't have an actual owner. So we'll see. But let's get into it. With Rudiger leaving, the centre-back situation is hotting up. We now know Koundé is... I would be shocked if Koundé doesn't come to Chelsea. I reckon this summer Koundé will be signing for Chelsea. That was meant to happen last summer. Sevilla pulling off a madness and pulling off what they were trying to pull off. You remember, we agree a deal. Oh, no, wait. No, we're looking to add this much money on now. We don't want you to actually agree a deal. We're going to have to ask you to pay this much. Sevilla are taking us for a ride. Now, 1 year later, you'd think... Koundé still unhappy, wants to go to Chelsea. Contract is now 1 year down, which means that the fee should be lower. So happy days for Chelsea Football Club. Anyway, let's get into it. Not just Koundé, but there's other centre-backs that are now being lined up as prospective targets in relation to replacing Antonio Rudiger, or not just that, but bringing in a centre-back into the club. Let's get into it. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Pau Torres is attracting interest from top clubs again, as his release clause will be valid this summer. 55 million euros to 60 million euros available until the end of the market. Manchester United and Manchester City are both interested. Chelsea have also sent their scouts to follow him. This is Pau Torres. I don't know what to think about Pau Torres, you know, because at Villarreal he's been smashing it. And we see Villarreal and the way that they've been playing. Fantastic. And he's definitely been one of the cornerstones in that back line of the Villarreal team. Hands down. But is he proven enough? Is he someone that will fit the mould? Is he a decent ball-playing centre-back with enough space and strength, do you think? Enough speed and strength, sorry. I like the fact that Manchester City are keeping tabs on him, because Man City tend to do their scouting right. So if they're interested, that's a good sign. But with Chelsea, look, 55 million euros in terms of a release clause, not a bad release clause. That transfers over to about 45 million pounds, you could say. So that's a decent deal. If that's a release clause, fair enough. In today's market, that's a very good fee. So Pau Torres, yes. Yes, I'd be looking at this and going, we should definitely inquire more. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Would you take Pau Torres? Do you think he's good enough? I reckon that there's a side of me that thinks, yeah, he's good enough. I'm not 100% sure, though. I'm not 100%, but I've got a good feeling. So let me know if you share that same sentiment. We are also linked with other centre-backs. So not just Koundé and now Pau Torres. We've been linked with Fofana, as of today, of Leicester City, who's just coming back from a horrific injury. So I don't know if that's actually a good centre-back to go after. Even though if he didn't get injured, I would have taken him in my team easily. So if he recovers, maybe he'll still be completely good enough. We'll see. And not just that, Bastoni, we're linked with another, I think, 2 other centre-backs as well. Today has been centre-back conundrum. It's been centre-back mayhem. We are linked with every single centre-back in the world. I've seen 6 names today. So it's insane. But we'll see what happens, obviously, in relation to the whole centre-back scenario. Rudiger is still at the club up until the end of the season, and then he will be leaving. Now, in relation to news that I don't think all of us want to hear, is a defensive midfielder target that we've had for quite some time, who is now looking like he's about to get hijacked by a team that definitely have, I would say, pulling power stronger than we do, which is Liverpool and Tchouameni. Liverpool have made contact with Aurélien Tchouameni, who is interested in a move to Anfield. Now, this has come from this journalist, Santi Aouna, who is French-based, working for Foot Mercato, and apparently quite reliable over in France. in this tweet that he's put out, he said on the search for a central midfielder, Liverpool are after Aurelien Tchouameni. Contact has been made between the two parties, and the midfielder of Monaco is interested in a move to the Premier League. Now, that's great for us. You know, if he wants to play in the Premier League, fantastic. But why on earth are we not doing anything about this? Now, respectfully, it goes back to the first point. We're under sanction. We can't do anything. we can't make any moves. But realistically, if we're talking in terms of an actual transfer, this can only happen once the market opens. I'd like to think once the market opens, we'll have a new owner in place. Therefore, we can do business. Therefore, we should be making contact at least. If I'm hearing this sort of thing from Liverpool, we should be doing the same. I don't care if Marina's not going to be here next season or whatever. This has been a club target for over a year. We need to keep tabs on Tchouameni and make sure Liverpool don't get him because, oh my God, if Liverpool got Tchouameni, we might as well just give the title to them, man. But, I mean, this is the one area of the pitch that we actually desperately need. And we're about to let Liverpool, who are far and beyond so well recruited. I mean, look at Luis Diaz. I mean, oh my God. And now they're going to get Tchouameni. Oh, have a day off. Have a day off. Chelsea, start doing things. Start moving. Anyway, yeah, Tchouameni being targeted by Liverpool. Contact has been made. Now, this same journalist, right, who's come out with this information over in France, has come out about another player. I'm about to show you now. This involves me pretty well. Here it is. Chelsea are one of the teams interested in signing Riyad Mahrez. Now, Mahrez is... This is crazy. I never thought I'd be saying this. But Mahrez has his contract finishing in 2023. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He hasn't been offered a new contract. There's been whispers that Man City actually want to keep him. Pep wants to keep him. I have to stress that. Pep wants to keep him. But he hasn't been offered a new contract. Therefore, Chelsea, Real Madrid, AC Milan are all interested in Riyad Mahrez. That's what this journalist is saying, Santi, over in France. Here's the thing with Mahrez, because, but would I take Mahrez? Absolutely. And yes, I'm biased. Yeah, because not only am I a Chelsea supporter, die hard through and through, but I'm Algerian as well. And I would love to have Mahrez in this team. It'd be two of my worlds coming into one. It would be fantastic. Yeah, I would officially, you know what? I would go and get a Chelsea shirt with Mahrez on the back. Just like I've got the Algeria shirt down there with Mahrez on the back. I'd have club and country. It'd be amazing. So would I take him? Absolutely. But look, I have to take off not just the blue tinted, but the green and white and red tinted glasses off here because of the Algerianness in me. We have to be honest. He's 31 years old. He's got a 1 year deal. I mean, he's got a 1 year on his deal left. So 1 year on his contract remaining. Which means that the fee shouldn't be high. I would take him if the fee isn't ridiculous. Yeah, we have to be objective and realistic here. Because I think Mahrez right now is killing it. I think he maybe has another 2 good years in him, maybe 3, before that decline is inevitable. At 34, 35 years old, the decline as a winger is inevitable, right? Unless you're Ronaldo. Because he's a machine. And I don't know how he keeps functioning at the age that he's functioning at, but it's ridiculous. Anyway, Mahrez, if honestly he was available for 60 million, 50, 60 million, I'd be like, yes, go and do it. Go and do it. Why? Because we are in need of someone on a wing to do a job for us. Oh my God. I mean, look, we haven't got it in terms of Pulisic very consistently. We've got it from Ziyech in terms of, I'd say most recently up until when he got injured and then had to try and come back into the team, and we haven't really seen him since because we've got other ways of playing. But in that winger role, you see Mahrez and his impact for Manchester City. It's crazy. And it shocks me how he doesn't play more. How he's not in the lineup every week. I don't know. I don't know why Pep decides he has to rotate. It suits me because Man City, I think they're stronger if they play Mahrez every single week. It would be lovely to have him in the Chelsea team. It would be beautiful. Beautiful. And I stress this. Mahrez playing every single week, I think he just goes higher and higher and higher, and he elevates himself to levels. You know, the fact that he's not playing week in, week out at Manchester City, but he delivers. Can you imagine if he is playing week in, week out? I think he would thrive at Chelsea Football Club. But as I've said, 31 years old and 1 year left on his current contract should honestly equate to Man City not demanding so much here. And if they don't want to demand so much, then you might as well give him a contract. You know, because no one's going to come in and offer 100 million for him. So, pick one. Either you're letting him go and you take the cash, or no one's getting him, he's leaving on a free, or you're going to give him a new deal. One of them. So, we'll wait and see what happens. But Mahrez to Chelsea, would you do that? Let me know. Let me know in relation to all the news today, the bidders, how do you think that's all going to go down? Pau Torres, do you think he's a good central defender? Would you take him, or would you take any of the others that I've mentioned? As I've already said, we're linked with not just him, but Koundé looking like he's going to be on the way in. Bastoni being linked. Fofana being linked. Which one would you take? Let me know. Tchouameni to Liverpool. What do you think of that? Should Chelsea intervene immediately, like I've been saying? Or do you see him going to Liverpool and no one will compete? Mahrez to Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts. Would you do that, or would you not? Much appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'll be here tomorrow to give you the preview to Manchester United versus Chelsea. Yes, we've got to go to Old Trafford, and I hope Charity FC have closed their doors and Chelsea are going to rock up to Old Trafford. Fingers crossed. We'll wait and see. But preview to that will be coming tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here for that. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.